Okay, so beginning our day and beginning our vasa period of practice. It's always good to make some kind of like establish some clarity in when you begin things. And of course, every moment is a new beginning, but still when we just like, okay, beginning our day, beginning the week, beginning this period of pansa, just to establishing a clear intention. And one of the things that comes to mind is there's a sutta where it's actually a Bahya, but it's a different Bahya from the Udana Bahya. That's Bahya, the bark cloth. This is Bahya, and he asks for a teaching in brief in order to go into retreat, start a period of practice for himself. And the Buddha gives a short teaching that I think is really useful, important. He says, to purify something like, I can't remember exactly, purify the very root or the very foundation of practice. And what is the very foundation of practice? And that is a purity of sila, of virtue, purifying one's virtue and straightening one's views. And this particularly resonates with me because over the years it was interesting to see how many of Ajahn Chah's teachings were really about sila and right view, so that the Buddha making that emphasis, and this is the foundation of practice, as purity of sila, and of course this is your first day of beginning Vinaya studies. And it's important to sort of see, well, what is purity of sila? Because it's oftentimes we try to measure it and try to outdo ourselves in trying to be absolutely perfect in our conduct, and oftentimes forget that sila it's this fundamental integrity and clarity of volition and intention. So that sense of a clarity of volition, because oftentimes we try to get out of our clouded nature by holding to some kind of particular practice or some particular rule or some particular precept or a particular group of precepts. And that isn't a purification of virtue. You're really that purification of this, getting one's views straight is just so important, and that right view, samma ditthi, is all around. And this, the Buddha said, right view in terms of liberation is about seeing suffering and seeing the ending of suffering. What is it that contributes to stress, discontent, dis-ease, a sense of dissonance within oneself? Because again, it's not that I'm going to get this perfect view that I can hold to and cling to, and I'll be happy. It just doesn't work that way. Make yourself more and more miserable, and make your people around you more miserable as well. So there's this understanding of this purification of sila and setting one's views straight. But then the Buddha goes on to say, and with having done that, then to practice the four foundations of mindfulness. It's just to say, because these four foundations of mindfulness are noble and emancipating, leading to the end of suffering. So we've got very practical tools to be cultivating and developing. So just to make much of this during the today, beginning the day, but then beginning this period of training to have something to keep reflecting on and trying to measure one's practice with.